welcome to the Open Mic Diary. My name is Indra Adele, and you have just stepped into a safe space. Just like in a diary entry, in this space, I am free to be my most authentic self, be vulnerable and honest about my feelings and emotions, and give you a front row seat to my various life experiences, my challenges, my victories, ups, downs, laughter, tears, and everything in between. I'm turning my healing journey into our healing journey. And honestly, this is not your traditional podcast. This space is free flowing, hence the name Open Mic Diary. So expect anything. If you have not already, please go listen to the Allow Me to Introduce Myself episode so you have more context to me and the style of this podcast. Episodes, for the most part, will be uploaded in batches, but outside of that, I may decide to spontaneously upload episodes individually. So please make sure that you follow, subscribe, and have your notifications on so that you will always know when I post a new episode. I pray that my authenticity and my vulnerability in this episode blesses you in some way. Okay, so I really want to talk about energy levels. Having high energy is something that I definitely have struggled with before, especially after having children. Especially like after my first child, I was breastfeeding, and so my body was giving a lot and doing a lot, trying to sustain minerals and vitamins and nutrients for this baby as well as myself. And sometimes I would just feel so tired and so depleted. And so it was important for me to make sure that I was really getting in enough nutrients to sustain my energy level. And then, of course, after having my second child, same thing. So as a mother of two young children, having energy is super important. And even if I didn't have kids, having energy would still be important, because who wants to be falling asleep every other hour of the day? And I definitely went through periods like that where I had like low iron in the past, and it affected my energy. So I want to share some things that I do to help. I'm going to share at least 5 things. There's a lot of things that I do, but for the sake of this not being too long, I want to try to share like 5 things that I do daily, like every single day. It's just a part of my routine. Occasionally, sure, I might miss a day, right? Like, I'm not perfect, but for the most part, on a daily basis, this is like habitual for me, and it makes a huge difference in my energy. Like if I stop doing this for a few days, like I see a dip in my energy levels. So these things, a lot of them are part of my morning routine. And so having a morning routine really helps ensure that I actually do some of these things, because sometimes as the day goes by, it's just like less and less likely for me to prioritize certain things. So what I found to be helpful for me is that the more essential things I can do in the morning, then it ensures that it actually happens for me, and it sets me up for success for the rest of the day. So I like to start my day with hydration. Staying properly hydrated is huge for energy levels. If you are dehydrated, your blood is thick and it's moving slow, and it's not going to where it needs to go to do the things that it needs to do, and you're tired. Your body's working twice as hard to do what it needs to do, which also will make you tired. So staying hydrated is so important for me. I start my day with water. Usually it's hot water. I heat up the kettle, and one of my favorite things to do is hot water and lime. That's a staple for me. Sometimes I'll add ginger to that. Sometimes I'll add some other type of herb, right, and make it like a tea. I like to add ashwagandha extract to that. It just depends on my mood that day. I will determine how I want to enhance it, right, with what herbs or whatever. But it's at least got lime in there. And so that way, if I'm in a rush or whatever, it's at least lime and hot water. And I fill up a jar that's 32 ounces. And so I typically aim to complete that by noon, so that if I fall a little behind with my water the rest of the day, I know that I really only have about a liter left that I need to consume. I try to drink about 2 liters of water a day, and I include coconut water in that. So oftentimes by noon, I've already had a liter of water. So my body is fully hydrated. And even if I haven't fully completed that liter, right, like I know I've gotten some decent water in. So I prep my water. And another thing that I prep in the morning is my green juice. So I used to literally juice and make a green juice every morning. Ain't nobody got time for that right now. Not with 2 kids, not being a single mama, not with the way my life is set up. I still will do that. It's just not a daily thing. So what I do is I get a really high quality greens powder that's got amazing stuff in there. It's a really great blend. If anyone listening is curious what I use, feel free to DM me and I can share that with you. But what I do is I get a glass. If I'm going to be at home, for the next few hours, I put it in a glass. If I know I'm going to be on the go or whatever, or I'm leaving with the kids that day or that morning, I put it in a bottle. And so I'll put about anywhere from 10 to 16 ounces of coconut water. I add my greens powder and I add chlorophyll, shake it up or mix it up, and I drink that. That is every day for me, every single day for me. That greens powder blend is life. It boosts my energy so much. It's so nutrient dense. It's packed with minerals, vitamins. Greens are so high in B vitamins, which are known to, boost your energy, right? And oftentimes the one that I use also has adaptogens in there, which also help combat stress, which also boost my energy levels. Another thing that I do is fruit. So generally what I do is I prep my water, and after I usually try to drink about half of that before I eat anything. So I drink about 16 ounces of water, and then I eat fruits. Depending on what I bought, I eat a variety of different fruits, whatever that is. And then once that's done, when I start to feel a little hungry again, that's when I drink my green juice. And it's already prepped. So I just have it. And I drink that. Then after I work out, which leads me to the next energy booster, is moving my body. Like I have to move my body every day. I usually work out in the mornings, in the late morning, and my workouts are literally like 15 minutes, and they're great workouts. And I'm a certified personal trainer, so I have a really great inventory of workouts, and I know how to maximize my workout. I don't need to work out for an hour. Just that literally never happens. There are times where my workout's 5-10 minutes and I'm sweating. You feel me? So I make those minutes count. I do my workout. And if it's a day where I don't work out for whatever reason, I at least still get some type of movement in. I'll go for a walk. I love walking. Once the weather is decent, I'm going to be outside at some point during the day for some period of time, walking or doing something. I go outside with my kids very often too. And so getting that sunlight and vitamin D, right, also helps to boost my energy. So I get lots of sun. That's another staple for me. Like I have to get fresh air and be outside. And even when I'm in my house, if it's not too hot outside, I like to have the windows open. I like to bring the fresh air into my house so that I'm not breathing AC in all day. So those are some things that I do in the morning. Another thing that I do is sleep. So quality sleep is really important for me. It's not always perfect, right? Sometimes I am up late. But I usually go to bed, like my ideal bedtime is like 10:30. But sometimes I am up like 11, 12 o'clock or whatever. I just make sure I'm not doing that every day. Like if I'm not doing that every day, then I'm okay, I'm good. And I make sure I'm getting solid sleep. So I don't sleep with my phone right next to my body, right? That radiation will zap energy and zap the quality of my sleep. And so I don't necessarily have it super far away because in case of an emergency, but it's away from my body, on a table that's a little bit away from my bed. It's not right next to me. I don't sleep with the TV on or anything like that. I use blackout shades. And so my room is dark, right? So that my brain can just focus on rest and sleep. There's no lights on in the room. There's no, reflections of things glowing, right? Sometimes you have like devices that have like a random green light or something, like none of that. I have an Alexa in my room. I plug it out at night. Like anything that's using Wi-Fi or anything like that, it's plugged out at night in my room. That's part of the reason why I don't have a TV in my room, is really because I don't want to invite the radiation in while I'm sleeping. And so that definitely boosts my energy. Having bowel movements regularly, you feel me? Like that is important for energy, right? If you got old stuff in your colon that has not come out, that will definitely make you sluggish. And there's bacteria and stuff, right? Like that will also contribute to low energy, right? Ideally, once that thing is in your colon, it needs to be exiting your body shortly thereafter, right? You should be going at least once a day, preferably more than that. If you're eating multiple times a day, you should be going a couple times a day. And so for me, because I'm super hydrated and because my diet is rich in fiber and these things, right? No issue there, right? And it also helps keep my tummy flat, right? Because I'm not backed up. I don't got nothing old in there. It's a pretty good flow going, right? And so that is huge for energy. Like some people don't realize, like part of the reason why they're so tired is because they haven't pooped in 3 days. Or whatever they're passing today is from like 2 days ago. Like they're backed up. You feel me? That's definitely going to affect your energy. I incorporate things into my smoothies, right? So I make a protein shake that I have after I work out, and I'm super intentional about what I put in there. So I use one of my favorite protein powders. Again, if you're interested in what that is, I can definitely DM you, but I use the same protein powder every day. I usually like to put frozen mango. I'll use almond milk or a homemade milk that I make. I'll put the protein powder in there. I like to put cacao in there because cacao is rich in iron, and iron is so important for me as a woman to keep my energy levels up. It has iron and it's an adaptogen and boosts energy and helps to offset and combat stress. I also take an iron supplement every morning. So between the cacao, the iron supplement, the greens, like I'm getting a ton of iron just in the first half of my day. Not to mention in my other meals, later in the day, right? So my day is literally starting out super nutrient dense and super hydrated. And so I'm never, unless I didn't get good sleep that night, you know what I mean? Like I'm not super tired or sleepy or just having a hard time staying awake during the day. My energy is on point. So I would say those are the super main things. Also not overeating. When I do eat, there are times where I go in. I'm not going to lie. But for the most part, I try to stop eating when I'm full. And that also prevents me from being sluggish and being tired because I'm not like stuffing myself to max capacity and got the itis afterwards. You feel me? So I try to really pay attention to when I'm full and I stop eating, I can always eat the rest later, right? Music. So even though this is not like a nutrition thing, like music gives me energy. Anytime I'm feeling low energy, which typically it's because of my mood. Like if I'm having low energy, it's because I'm not in a very hopeful place mentally. I'm struggling with my thoughts and all of that, and it's draining me. And music really can help turn things around for me. I can go from feeling kind of like blah and lethargic, and I put some good music on, and it's like a game changer. I'm like a brand new person 2 minutes later. And so music really energizes me, right? Like I'm always listening to music, and different kinds of music, right? If I find sometimes I'm in kind of a a rut in the middle of the day for whatever reason, I will stand up and put some music on and I will dance for a little bit and then get back to being productive. So those are, I'm pretty sure that was more than 5 things because I was not counting at all. And there are more, but those are some essential staples in my every single day that really, like I'm telling, and I'm not being dramatic at all. Like when I wasn't doing these things, I would be stressed, especially when I was breastfeeding. It was a struggle. Like I would be struggling sometimes. And so by having these things kind of embedded in my daily routine, it just helps to offset that. And it's been a game changer for me. It's been a game changer also in helping me make sure that I actually work out, because sometimes my excuse for not working out, like, cause there was a period of time where I kind of like wasn't really consistent with working out. And oftentimes it was just cause I was tired. It's like, I was just like, I don't got the energy to do a workout. And now it's like, that's just not even a thing anymore. If I don't work out, it's for some other reason, but it's not because I don't have the energy. So I hope that you find that helpful. Again, if you want links to anything that I use, I will share that on a one-on-one basis. So you can reach out and DM me. And that's it.